Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Brian Shields. Thank you for sharing this channel. Do it for safety, as you know, and I see you getting the word out about this channel, and you can see why. Again, we've got the flooding. I mentioned yesterday's video. The concern was on the south side of Trinidad, and that's exactly what happened late yesterday, last night, this morning with some of the heavier rain amounts. I'm going to break down some of the rain totals. I'm going to zoom down again, but we have more rain working in two more tropical waves as we go throughout the week. I want to show you down the road the chance of flooding, the risk of flooding gets even higher, not just in parts of the southeastern Caribbean, but also building in the western Caribbean. Now, here's what's going on the big picture. You see these tropical waves out here? Here are the two that are more of a concern moving in the short term, okay? So we've got a couple headed our way for some of us. Now, not seeing any signs of development, but like we had last season, we don't need a named system to have some impressive or incredible amounts, in the bad sense of the term, flooding. And that's what we have now, and we're going to see it building as the week goes on. So the tropical waves are starting to hang together. I showed you last week these tropical waves, they would just pretty much fall apart. There was nothing with them. Now things are starting to hold together, and then I'm going to be watching the Western Caribbean. Right now, some of the rain over toward the Bahamas and Cuba. You see central sections of the Bahamas seeing some of the rain. And again, Trinidad, Tobago, northern Venezuela seeing some of the rain. I've had a few showers, Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, back through Belize, watching some scattered showers. And then even on the eastern Pacific side, it looks like things are going to get going, okay? Some of the models are hinting at development, which is common, but I want you to know I'm watching that eastern Pacific side. Now, let me take you out on time. Then I want to talk about the hurricane season and what we could expect, and then get into some forecasts. This is today. There's some of the rain right there. Spotty showers, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe. We need it. The rain chance is not too high. Passing showers, but as these tropical waves start to work in, they'll hang together more and more, and then hopefully that brings us some rain in Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire where we need it. But as we go throughout today, kind of spotty showers. Now let me show you what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be an in-between day. Let me move you into tomorrow. Things actually lessen. We're going to be waiting for the next tropical wave. That first tropical wave I showed you falls apart. There's some of the rain there, but not as much action. Even in the Bahamas, we're calming down. Haiti, Dominican Republic, not a lot. We are baking in the heat. Excessive heat warnings, Puerto Rico. I'm thinking of you trying to stay cool in this heat. It is wild, especially over toward the northeastern Caribbean. We've had issues with crops and just had issues with just trying to do our thing because of that heat and the lack of rain. Now, here's how the pattern starts to change for some of us. Look at Wednesday, a very busy week. Now, we still don't have the rain here, but you see this blob of rain right here. This is what some of the models were thinking maybe a hurricane, but as I talked about, I was showing you the reasons why it wouldn't be, and it's not going to be. But you see again the rain here, and then look at that next tropical wave working into Trinidad and Tobago, so that rain chance even higher. And then look at Thursday. The surge of moisture here, and again, more here. Now, Belize and Jamaica, it is a wait and see. This is 4 days ago. I always tell you what I know and what I don't know. Now, 4 days out in time, things are going to change. I have high confidence we're going to have rain somewhere in here. High confidence of that, but we'll be a little bit more here, a little bit more down here. Still a wait and see. So hopefully we could actually get some of this back toward Belize. Be watching the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, and again, watching this next tropical wave and over toward Aruba, northern Venezuela, Colombia. I'll see how this hangs together, and eventually the tropical waves will start to move more north where we need them, where we need to get the rain. Now, as far as the rain totals go, a little bit more Bahamas, parts of Cuba today, and again, Honduras to the south. 50 to 75 millimeters of rain. Not a lot. Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, we are baking. Not much more than a passing shower or storm. But zooming down again, Trinidad and Tobago, we could have some spots through tomorrow night upwards of not all of us, but upwards of 100 millimeters of rain. We already have the flooding. Some of the rivers are going up, especially south side. That's where we've seen most of the action. So I need to watch this very carefully for you. But you've been getting the word out about this channel, which I do appreciate. So again, as you watch this, not a surprise to you. Again, more rain watching it today. And again, as I mentioned, later this week, that flood threat will be getting even higher. Now, let's talk about the hurricane season for a second. Average season, 14 named storms, okay? But this doesn't tell us where a storm's going to go. The seasonal forecasts don't tell us where the storms are going to go. I'll track it for you storm by storm. But in an average season, 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes. Now, we are getting into an El Nino pattern. I'm not going to dive into that right now, but just the cycle, everything going on around the world, it's trending toward El Nino for us. And what that means is usually more wind shear. That's a good thing. That rips apart the hurricane, so you don't get as many developing. But with that said, on the flip side of that, the water temperatures are so warm. So a lot of folks have been saying, hey, it's going to be El Nino. It's going to be a below average season. But what I'm seeing is, yes, that's, the El Nino is coming, but it's going to be more of a balance. The water is so hot that I think it could actually be an average season or an above average season as we go forward. But again, as far as where storms go either way, I will track it for you storm by storm. So Guyana today, 70% chance of rain, 60% chance as we get into our Tuesday. As we get into later this week, again, picking up again as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see that higher chance of rain. So it goes down a little bit tomorrow, as I mentioned, but Wednesday and Thursday, we are going way back up with that rain chance. Barbados, very limited chance. We'll wait and see how that next tropical wave does. Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. We'll see if that rain chance bumps up Thursday and Friday. Passing showers we get into Curacao. Way too dry. No, keep leaving me the comments. Let me know about the dust as well. You're my eyes and ears in spots. As we get toward the British U.S. Virgin Islands, limited chance again. And I mentioned Puerto Rico, super hot, 20% chance of rain. Now, the Bahamas today, rain chance 60%, mainly central Bahamas, and then it trends down. The rain chance going down Tuesday and Wednesday, and working our way through Jamaica, limited chance, but we'll see how that moisture kind of builds up in the Western Caribbean as we get in later this week. But today, tomorrow, Panama, that rain chance upwards of 80%, and working our way toward Belize again, very limited the next couple days. It'll get a bit higher, though, later this week. So more aggressive tropical waves, watching the areas of flooding, rain building in the Western Caribbean. Very active pattern coming our way. Flood concerns late this week. No name system, but the next name on the list is Brett. So I will monitor this all very carefully for you. Keep you posted on everything I can, best I can as we go throughout the season. Have a good rest of your day.